Continuing then to example 3. I need to combine the roots that are multiplying, all right? So first you combine the numbers, the coefficients that are outside of the root. I have a 5 and a 1, so it's just 5. Now, what do I have inside the roots? So look, here I have cube root, and here I have cube root, and they're being multiplied. That means I could just multiply what's on the inside, okay? Now, inside, I multiply 100 times 10, and that gives me 1,000. And then I multiply a squared times a, and what does that give me? A to the what? A cubed, a to the 3. Now, I'm multiplying the roots. 100 times 10 is 1,000. A squared times a is a cubed. Okay? Now, can I simplify cube root of 1,000? What's 1,000 made of? Right? So 1,000, right, 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. So the cube root of 1,000 is just 10. If it doesn't come to you right away, can you use your calculator? Yes. Now, look at the A's. Are there enough A's for them to come out?
Yes.
You need 3 of them. Hey, you have 3 of them. They come out as a what? A. So, simplifying a little bit further, this is 50A. Okay?
So you multiply that 6 with the outside? 5.
This is it. We're done.
But I'm saying, because all these problems have like that root on the outside, so 5, 6, 4. You add that into the problem.
Are you talking about B?
I'm talking about 5 and the 6 and the 4 and the 3. Like I'm talking about all those.
Outside the.
I just did. 5 times 10.
Right, so you do. But
Yeah.
you're not just there.
No. Okay. So here, you first start with multiplying numbers on the outside, right? The coefficients. 6 times 4, 24. Those are, okay, so much for the stuff outside. Now, I have a square root, and I'm going to multiply the stuff inside the square roots. Okay, so we do numbers first. 8 times 2, 16. C cubed times another C. C to the 4. All right, remember what we're doing in chapter 5. D to the 5 times D cubed. D to the 8. Okay? Now, I have a 24 outside. Times. Now I have a square root, right? I'm grouping by 2's. What does 16 come out as? 16 comes out as 4. C to the 4. I have 4 C's, grouping them by 2's. I got 2 groups. C squared. D to the 8. 8-person class. Groups of 2. I have 4 groups. D squared. So 24 times 4. 24 times 4. 96. C squared D to the 4. Okay?
What is what is the index?
Then you would group them by 3's, and some would come out and some would stay in. Like if it was a cube root.
Still multiply that?
Yes. As long as, if both indices were the same, just like this one, right? It was cube root, we multiplied them.
No, I'm saying if like one's cube root or one's square root.
No, then you can't do,
Can't do it.
no.
So it's what is
Then you
that?
can't do
Are they considered two different things?
You won't have one like that because that's not the purpose of this. Okay. So to simplify, you can add or subtract identical roots. So for example, I can add root 3 plus root 3, but I can't add root 3 plus root 2, okay? That means here, I need to simplify. See, I have a root 8 and a root 50. I can't do anything with that. That means first I need to simplify the roots completely, then add. All right? So step 1, simplify roots. Step 2, add or subtract. All right, so let's simplify these roots. Let's do the root 8 first. 8 is 2 times 4, which is 2 times 2. I'm going to group by 2's. So I already had the 4 from the outside. And what does the root 8 turn into? 2 root 2 plus 3 times, that's 4 times 2. I'll do that later. So here I have 3 times. Now I've got the root 50 in here, right? So 50 is 2 times 25, which is 5 times 5. I take out the 5's, and which one stays in? 2 stays in. All right, so let's see what we have. Here, 8 root 2 plus 15 root 2. Now, are the roots identical? Root 2 plus root 2? When the roots are identical, it's just like adding 8x plus 15x. You add the coefficients and just tack on the root. So 8 plus 15 is 23 root 2.
If the roots are not the same, we can not do the problem.
Right. If it was 8 root 2 plus 15 root 3, that's where you stop.
No, it's 23.
All right, let's do this next one. Oh, sorry, I was saying root 3. All right, so let's do this one. 3 times. Okay, I got to simplify the 45. It's 5 times 9, 3 times 3. Okay, 3 comes out, and 5 stays in. Minus 5 times. Now I got to do the 80. It's 10 and 8, which is 2 and 5, which is 2 and 4, 2 and 2. So what comes out? A 2 comes out, another 2 comes out, so 4, and what stays in? 5. Which other 2? Well, there are 4 2's. 2 and 2. Right? Okay, so 10 is 2 times 5. And then, okay, so let's do it again. All right, so now the 20 is 4 times 5. And 4 comes out, so it's 2 root 5. So here I have minus 4 times the, right, I'll fix it in a minute. So the 20 is 2 root 5. So again, if you just look at the green, did I do that correctly? Well, if I square the 2, I get 4. Multiply by the 5, I get 20. All right, now let's simplify. 9 root 5 minus 20 root 5. Okay, so this is 8 root 5. All right, now I have root 5, root 5, root 5. I can add and subtract all of these. I just have to do the operation with the coefficients. 9 minus 20 plus 8. Or you could do 9 plus 8 is 17 minus 20 is negative 3. Yes? The 20 came because from multiplying the 5 and the 4 here. But we just said that this is from the 80. Yeah. But we just said that 4 root 5 was 80, remember? From the 80 or the 20? Okay, so let's do it again. I've lost some parentheses here, so let me add them. Okay, we're distributing here. All right, we're gonna distribute first, outer, inner, last. So let's do that. I'm going to color code as much as I can. All right, the first terms give you 2 root 3 times 3. You multiply the outer coefficient, so it's 6 root 3. Now, the outer terms, 2 root 3 times negative root 3. So let's just do the sign first. You have a positive times a negative, that's a negative. Now, if you like, let's just go on our scratch paper here. 2 root 3 times root 3. Now, the 2 has nobody to be multiplied with. Root 3 times root 3, however, will be what? Root 3 times root 3 is just 3. So this is 2 times 3 here. So root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is just 3. Okay, now, so those were the outer ones. And what about the inner ones? So it's plus 3 times 3 root 5. You multiply the coefficients, so it's 9 root 5. Okay? Again, the ones that are outside don't associate with the ones inside. So whatever's outside get multiplied, whatever's inside get multiplied. All right? Now, the last terms is 3 root 5 times negative root 3. So first of all, is it going to be positive or negative? Negative. And I have, let me go off to the side here, 3 root 5 times root 3. The 3 has nobody to get multiplied with for now, times the square root of what? 15. Okay, here I have 6 root 3. The red one is a minus 6, right? And just so it looks better, we normally write them, like we normally write all the roots together and all the numbers together. So let me just hold off on that for a little bit. Plus 9 root 5 minus 3 root 15 minus 6. Here we go. You can't add any of those roots, right? Because it's a root 3 and a root 5 and a root 15. So you just leave it the way it is. All right, let me clear some room here for the other one. And we're going to do the same thing. First, outer, inner, last. So first terms. 7 root 2 times 7 root 2. So let's see if we could do this semi-mentally. We multiply the coefficients. 7 times 7 gives me a 49. And then I have a root 2 and a root 2, and it gives me 2, right? Root 3 gives you root 624, root 624, root 624, root 624 would be what? 624, right? So if you have root table times root table, it's just table. All right. No, if it's root 5 and root 10, then it's just root 50. You multiply them. Okay. Yes. The outer terms, okay, again, let's see if we could do this mentally. We multiply the coefficients. Positive times positive, first of all, is going to be positive. Multiply the coefficients, I get 28. Multiply the root, 21, and multiply the roots, I get root 6. So positive 21 root 6. Inner terms. Am I going to get a positive or a negative number? Negative. 3 times 7 is 21 root 6. And then the last one. So the last terms are 3 times 3 minus 9. Root 3 times root 3 is just 3. So this is 98. Plus 21 root 6 minus 21 root 6 go away. And then I have a minus 27. And that'll just be 71. All right, so for these ones, we have to rationalize, meaning we have to multiply by the conjugate. So if it's root 6 minus 5, we multiply by root 6 plus 5, and we got to do it for both. All right, so in the numerator, I'm going to multiply, and I get 8 root 6 plus 40. In the numerator, I have a special pattern. It's root 6 minus 5, root 6 plus 5. So a minus b, a plus b. This is a shortcut. So I square the first one, I get 6. I square the last one, I get 25. And I have a minus in the middle. So it'll be 6 minus 25. So here I get 8 root 6 plus 40 over 6 minus 25, which is negative 19. Now that is the same as if I didn't want to put the negative on the bottom, that is the same as me distributing that negative to the top here. Okay, so this will be negative root 6 minus 40 over 19. So I'm fine with either of these. The book may have it in one form and versus the other form. All right, this next one, we again multiply with root 3 minus 4, root 3 minus 4. All right, in the denominator, root 3 plus 4, root 3 minus 4, I square the root 3 and I get a 3. I square the 4 and I get a 16, and I have to have a minus in the middle, always. So that gives me 3 minus 16, negative 13. The numerator, I have to FOIL, so I get 6 root 3. Outer terms, negative 24. Inner terms, negative root 3 times root 3 is negative 3. And the last terms is 4 root 3. Six root 3 plus 4 root 3 is 10 root 3. Negative 24 minus 3 is negative 27. And I have a negative 13 on the bottom. So again, we normally don't like having negatives on the bottom, so I can distribute the negative to the top, and I get negative 10 root 3 plus 27 over 13. And either of those are okay.